Okay, so in this video we're going to take you through Google Analytics and also how to integrate this into your WordPress websites. Now, Google Analytics is probably one of the most underutilized platforms that I have come across, and people are not using this to its full extent. So let me just take you through quickly what you can do. Now, when you first log in, if you haven't got an account, don't worry, just go to the analytics.google.com and sign up for a free account there. The links and all links regarding to this video are below as well, below this video. When you set up your analytics account, in this case I've called it Mark Howard, just keep it simple. And the great thing with analytics is you can have as many websites as you want associated with the account. So if you're running a number of sites, you're running a number of sites for your customers, you can have all the analytics set up. You can even have your customers go into their own analytics as well, so they can actually manage their own analytics. And the websites, you can see under this section here called Properties and Apps. And as you see, I've got one here for the business machine. This one underneath is for the app for the business machine. This for the digital marketing hub. There's another one for myself, another Mark Howard one, another Mark Howard app, and a spiritual vitality, which is one of my wife's sites. So I can have as many different sites as I like, and I can just by clicking on the one, I can check the data associated with that site. So if I check on this one, for example, all website data will come up, and what you can see straight away is just some basic graph work going through. So let's have a look. I've got no active users right now. I had about 10, I think, earlier on. You can see from this I had about 5 or 10 about 10 minutes ago, all online. As a snapshot, I can see how many users I've had, how many sessions there have been. Users is the number of unique users, sessions is the number of sessions that I've got. Sorry, the other way around, I think it is. I'll come back to that in a second. Bounce rate is a little bit higher for me. 58% is a bit too high, so I'm going to have to relook at that. And my session duration is about 3 minutes, so that shows I need to make some changes onto the site somewhere. But as you can see, as I scroll down here, my traffic as well, and you can see we're currently just doing some social media work, some social media advertising, which is obviously kicked in, hence the big jumps that are coming up here at the moment. Active users we've had over, this is on the last couple of days, so you can see we jumped up quite nicely there. You can see our user portfolio is going on. You can also get an idea on the breakdown on desktop and mobile as well. No surprise that desktop's actually quite high. I'm surprised on that one. And obviously the countries, so America, obviously I'm hitting quite hard at the moment. The UK I'm hitting quite hard, and obviously South Africa, so they're the three I'm hitting quite hard at the moment. So no surprise, I've got a lot of traffic going on there. United States, Canada and South Africa. India's just beating the UK by the looks of it. And if I go down, I can obviously see my page views, 171 page views on the it looks like on the presentation skills training courses, for example. So I've got quite a lot of information I can see just from this snapshot, and I can see exactly who's doing what and where. Down the side here, I've got some more information that I can look at. I can look at the real-time stats, so what people are doing, where they are in real time. I can check the audience, my demographics, for example, is exactly what they're doing, where they are. Lifetime values, audiences, demographics, interests, etc., etc. So there's a lot of information you can get just from Google Analytics. Now, I'm not going to go through absolutely everything on Google Analytics because I could probably spend about 2 hours just going through the whole lot. What I tend to say to people is get yourself on there as quickly as possible and get your website installed. Now, I'm going to do this now for my wife. I'm going to take you through this in a second on her site. The most important thing is when you set up a new property is you've got to get this UA number here. Okay, this UA number. So this is the new property we're setting up. Now, if you're setting up Google Analytics for the first time, it would actually say, do you want to set up a property? Now, if you've already got properties set up, then you just go down to the little icon in the corner here, the little cogwheel, and that should take you through to the admin section of the site. And then you click on create new property or create property at the top. Okay, it will then give you, I'm going to tell you, this is so easy, just takes you all the way through it. So what do you want to measure? Do you want to measure your website? Are you looking at measuring your app? Are you looking at measuring your app and your website? These are, as you can see, are in beta, but they are working fine, I will tell you. So I'm going to be just measuring the website in this case. as you can see, the account has 6 properties, maximum of 50. So my website is, this is going to be my wife's website, so Charmaine Howard. Her website, she's using a secure certificate on there, so we need to make sure that is in www.charmainehoward.co.za. Industry category, so she will be under, well, she's more under the healthcare, so I'm going to put her there. And reporting time zone, I always say put it to the one you're with. It seems to be the best way to do it. You don't have to. Literally then click on create, success. That's how quick it is. Job done. I've got my wife's site is already set up, ready to go. And the screen just flicked over, and as you can see, it's giving me the UA number for Charmaine's site there. Now, as I said, I'm going to need that information a little bit later on, so whilst that's going on, one of the apps that I use quite a lot on WordPress is one called Monster Insights. Now, there's pros and cons to this. The pros is that you can get a lot of information off of it from the free session without having to buy the plugin, which I think is about $200 a year at the moment. The paid one is very powerful, but then again, you could always go into your analytics to pick up this information. And don't forget, with your analytics, you can also download the analytics app as well on your phone if you don't particularly want to. But if you want to get snapshots, this is very good as well. Okay, and obviously they're setting everything, but they really, what I call, water it down in the sense that you can actually see quite quickly what's going on, what you've got there. So it shows me the number of new visitors, returning visitors, gives me a device breakdown. So a lot of this information is picked up, of course, from my Google Analytics. It's telling me where my referrals are coming from, so I'm getting a lot from Facebook at the moment, which is going to be true because I am doing some big Facebook advertising at the moment. And as you can see, South Africa, United States and Canada are at the top there. My UK, I need to really push up. There's only 5 there, so I need to revisit that advert and see what's going on there. But the others are going very well, so I'm actually quite happy with that. So it gives you some really good insights on what pages we are going to be doing. And the reason I like Monster Insights in particular is because it's actually very easy to set up. It takes you all the way through the whole system without you having to do too much. So I've already got the plugin set up on Charmaine's site ready to go, and it says welcome to Monster Insights. Again, the plugin details will be in the link below this video. And literally just launch the wizard. That's all you've got to do, is as simple as that. It takes you all the way through the whole system. Okay, and it brings up this 6-step session that you have to go through with Monster Insights. Which category best describes your site? So this is a business site, so save and continue. Get it nice and easy. It says you are using Monster Insights Lite, no license needed. It obviously all the way through this, it's going to ask you if you want to upgrade. It's going to give you 50% off. Entirely up to you if you want to do it. Like I said, I would suggest doing the free version first. Connect there and just seeing how you get on with that. And if you feel you want to do the upgraded version, you can do. Okay, it's entirely up to you. I think if you're running it for your customers, it's quite nice for them to see it, because every time they log in, they can see what's going on their website, as opposed to keep going into analytics and going, oh, what does this mean, or what does that mean? Okay, and what's the step I didn't show there, because it's obviously personal information, so it took me through connecting to my Google account, but again, it's very easy. Just tick your Google account, accept the terms and conditions, and move on. You then get connected to Google Analytics for your website, and it says pick a profile. Now, as I've got more than one website, it's going to give me a drop down list, and because I've already set up Charmaine's site, which you saw me doing just now, as a new property, it will appear here, Charmaine Howard's site here. That you can see her UA numbers already set up. Now, other systems, if you're using other analytic programs or plugins, they will do all this in the background but won't put the UA number in. So you'll need to either remember to get that, or to use Monster Insights that picks it up automatically. So I'm going to click on all website data, complete connection, which is going to go through just its finalization and authentication. And sometimes this pops up. If this does, just ignore it. It keeps popping up about a JavaScript issue on my sites at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on there, but don't worry about it. We're now going to just go through the recommended settings on the site. I tend to leave these as they are, to be perfectly honest with you. Just go through, save, and continue. Again, it's going to go through all the different add-ons, multi-site forms, insights, da da da. It's up to you. You want to do that. Personally, I'm just keeping on with the what they are. Most Insights recommends WP Forms. I skip the set because I don't use WP Forms and I have no intention to, because I use ActiveCampaign for all of my work, and then the Finish Setup and Exit Wizard. And that will come up, and that really is how easy it is to set up insights onto a person's website. You have literally the Google Analytics is all done, and Charmaine's site will start kicking in within 24 hours onto the site. Okay, so it's really is that easy. Let me go back to all websites, all accounts here, and you can see Charmaine's site is there, and if I click on that and go to all website data and then open up, and as you expect, there's nothing on there yet because we literally just installed it. But the whole point of the matter is it is installed, and that's how easy it is actually to install Google Analytics. So all the links are in the bottom of this video for getting started. And on her dashboard, on the home dashboard as well, it adds in this very simplistic overview as well. Sessions, I was going to come back to that. A session is the browsing session of a single user to your site, probably one of the more important factors. The page views, which is when everyone gets confused about, is, and the one I always get mixed up with, is page views defined as a view on a page of your site that's been tracked. Okay, so each refresh of a page is also a new page. So you could, for example, have one session and 10 pages, but if someone's refreshed the one page 10 times, it's going to come up page views 10. Okay, so that's one thing you need to be aware of, and as I said, then you can literally go down to your insights. We also got Jetpack installed. If you haven't got that, it's always a handy one to go through. But you can go through to the reports and settings as we did before, and then you can start to check out, keep an eye on your stats. Like I said, it takes about 24 hours for it to kick in. But other than that, that is how to set up Google Analytics onto your WordPress site, and just a very quick overview on what Google Analytics can do for your business.